Welcome to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology for RIT Sports Zone's presentation of Tiger Hockey. Tonight, the final regular season home game for RIT and its 7 seniors as Rochester's own Mike Rotolo right there leading the class of 2017 and the rest of the Tigers against the 19th ranked Air Force Academy. You are watching RIT Sports Zone pregame live presented by Taylor the Builders. There's plenty to get to over the next half hour, including highlights, live interviews, a tribute to the class of 2017, and the inspirational story behind the lone seat here in the Policini Center. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and we're so glad you could join us here tonight on RIT Sports Zone pregame live. We welcome our viewers watching online and throughout Western New York on Time Warner Cable. Well, the Air Force Academy came into the weekend already knowing they had locked up a first-round bye, while on the other side, with just 3 games remaining in the regular season, RIT came in desperate for points in hopes of improving their standing in the Atlantic Hockey playoff race. Last night, the 50th meeting between these two in this storied rivalry at the Policini. Just 25 seconds in, Air Force silenced the crowd off the face-off. Evan Giesler puts one between Mike Rotolo's legs, his 7th on the year, just like that, 1-0 Air Force. Second period, great chance here for RIT. Abbott Gerdukis, wide open net, but Giesler gets his stick in there to poke it away. A great effort by him. He would have a big game last night, but RIT would finally get on the board. Liam Cairns, the wrister to beat Shane Sterrett, is 10th on the year, tied the game at 1. RIT would take the lead later in the period. Darren Brady the shot, Jordan Peacock jams in the rebound. Tigers up 2-1. Late in the period, Air Force, a power play opportunity, and Giesler left all alone, buries his second goal of the night, 8th of the season. It was 2-2 after 2, a close one as always between these rivals. Early third, Tigers appear to take the lead back. Miles Powell, the goal, but hold everything. They would review it, and you can clearly see on the replay that Powell's stick hit the glove of Shane Sterrett. No goal was the call. It remained 2-2. Midway through the third, Air Force would take the lead thanks to who else but Evan Giesler, who records the hat trick, his 9th goal on the season. What a night for him. Falcons up 3-2. Under 2 minutes to play, RIT pulled Mike Rotolo. A great chance in front. They can't get it to go. The whistle would blow even though the puck was still loose. Air Force adds an empty netter as they took game 1 of this series by a final of 4-2.
It's very frustrating, especially in a game like that where we had several chances. Puck sitting in the crease. I had a chance right at the end of the game there to tie it when we had an empty net. Had 2 or 3 good whacks at it, and somehow the puck stayed to the net. And it's just the way some games go, and it's too bad that we were on the bad end of it tonight.
You know, I feel like the last few weeks here we've been so close and so far. So we just got to find ways to win those games. You know, they're close playoff-like games, and we just got to find a way to bear down and score. They play hard, they play fast, you know, so they play playoff hockey all year round, and we got to match their intensity. And definitely tomorrow they're going to come out flying again. You know, they want to win the league, so we don't want them to win the league on our home ice, so we got to come out and give it to them.
You know, it's one of those games that we'd like to have back, and definitely disappointing with the amount of traffic we put to the net and the amount of chances that we had. So, on the bright side is we do have another chance tomorrow night to, you know, give it back to them. So, you know, we'll come out tomorrow and just, you know, keep it simple and hope that we can get the good bounces and get a win.
So the Tigers get outshot last night, 41-36. Air Force had a 17-6 advantage in the third period alone. The Falcons went 1 for 4 on the man advantage, while RIT was 0 for 4 despite getting 12 shots on net. RIT head coach Wayne Wilson liked the effort last night from his team, but admitted with the injury-depleted roster that Air Force did wear down the Tigers in the third period. The head coach of the Tigers standing by now with our John DeTulio. Good evening, John.
Hi, thank you, Kevin. We were just talking when you guys played well last night. It was a game maybe you could have won. What's the message tonight?
Well, just a couple little areas to clean up in our game. Obviously, with the first goal, the way they scored last night, we have to have way more jump off the face-offs. I thought even though we won some draws last night, they turned into losses because they jumped on the loose pucks, pucks that we had won on those draws. And then really neutral zone, maybe just a couple of turnovers. Not many. I thought we were pretty good in that area. But the whole object tonight is getting pucks deep, getting pucks to the net once we have it in their zone, getting people to the net, crash the net, and get some pucks by this goalie.
I know fast start is what you want. You didn't get it last night. Tonight, I'm assuming fast start for you guys.
We've gotten down to them in their building twice and then in our building. So we've got to have we'd like to score the first goal, but we've got to do a much better job. You can't give up 25 seconds in because all of a sudden you're chasing the game right off the start of that. But other than that, I thought we took over the first period. The second half of the first period, we played well. Second period, I thought we did a real good job. It's not like you're ever going to overwhelm anyone or Air Force in particular. You're not going to roll them over. It's going to be hard fought. So you got to fight for your ice out there and fight for your opportunities. And we had enough opportunities to win the game. We just got to clean up around our net and pop a couple around their net.
When you look at the seniors, final regular season game, their legacy, back-to-back NCAA tournaments for you.
Yeah, big for them. I mean, I thought a real big part of those, our success over the last 4 years, getting our program turned around there. We had a couple off years, and they came in and did a great job for us. Going to miss them. A couple of guys that won't be in the lineup because of injury will be able to put on the uniform tonight, at least for the introductions and that, which is great for them. And so a great legacy here, something they should be really proud of, and we'll hope to play some more hockey for them.
And hopefully maybe you get a third straight NCAA tournament berth come March. That's head coach Wayne Wilson for a preview of Air Force. We send it over to Stacey. Stacey?
Yeah, thanks, John. Joined by Air Force head coach Frank Serratore. Great game last night, a lot of excitement. It was a little chippy, a little heated at times, but I guess you would expect nothing less between these two teams.
Hockey guys, Stacey, they call that spirited. That was a spirited game. And the poor referees, did you hear what happened to them? There was no peas in their whistle. That's what happened. They just couldn't blow it. It just didn't work, And no, it's always that with these two teams. We had the two games in Colorado Springs that we played earlier in the year were for men only. I mean, we were lucky to win both games. Either team, they could have beaten us twice. They were just those kind of games. And at the end of the game, our guys weren't even really joyful in the locker room. They just sat in there with ice bags on. It's that's just the way it is when you play RIT. They compete and they never quit.
So do you expect a similar game tonight? What are you guys going to do differently to come out and make sure you get another win tonight?
Well, first of all, you get a game against these guys. They're big, they're strong, they got some mean guys, they're tough. You better be pitching instead of catching. And we were catching for a period and a half yesterday. And when they've got you on their heels, they come at you with some size and some grit. They're not fun to play against, and you've got to try to put them on their heels and play against their defensemen, play in their zone, because when they're coming at you, that's an awful tough. It's just tough to handle them.
Well, we're looking forward to another exciting game. Thanks again for your time, Coach.
Thank you, Stacey.
Back to you.
All right, Stacey, thanks so much. Looking for a spirited effort again here tonight. So here is a look at the Atlantic Hockey standings. Canisius is in first with a 3-point lead over Air Force. Army picked up its third win last night and is in third place, followed by Robert Morris, Holy Cross, Mercyhurst, and Bentley. With the loss last night, RIT dropped in the standings from 6th to 8th. The Tigers can now finish anywhere from 4th to 9th, but it's starting to look like the Tigers may have to play a first-round series in 2 weeks. Well, still to come on the program, Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio will join us with their thoughts on tonight's matchup. Plus, it's senior night here at the Policini. We'll look back at what was a tremendous run by this class of 2017. And out of the 4,000 seats here at the Policini Center, one has always stood out in the crowd. We'll share how this orange seat is a tribute to a man named Green. It's next. You're watching RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live. Back here on RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live, RIT and the Air Force Academy set to face off at 7:05. It is RIT Sports Zone Senior Card Night and Poster Night. Fans getting their hands on some great collector's items honoring RIT's class of 2017. Also, Tiger fans doing their part to help out Warm Hearts, Warm Bodies by Colin, an organization that collects coats and winter essentials to help those in need in our area. I know Caleb Cameron's mom, Julie, who stopped by the set earlier, rallied the hockey parents around this cause. Our thanks to all who donated here tonight. Well, among the 4,000 seats here at the Gene Policini Center, one stands out from the rest. If you've been here, it's hard not to notice the lone orange seat among a sea of gray and black, because much like the former Tiger it honors, the seat stands out even in the biggest crowd. His name was Green Williams.
He was just a great guy to be around. You know, everybody loved Green. You know, they loved the way, you know, he operated. They loved the way he kidded around, and they loved his big burly mustache.
Williams and Jim Stanley were fraternity brothers at Phi Sigma Kappa back in the 70s. And while Stanley played football, Williams was a goaltender for the RIT hockey team.
Green wasn't the most gifted goalie in the world, but I soon learned by being with him quite a bit. He had the heart of a lion, and his work ethic made up for any skills that he lacked.
After graduating from RIT, Williams enrolled in the United States Air Force, where tragically he was killed in 1984 during a pilot training accident.
It was quite devastating because he was young. You know, we were all young in our prime, and just getting started in life. So it was kind of a real shock, and to this day, whenever I see a jet stream across the sky, and anybody who knew Green closely thinks of Green.
Thanks to Green's sister, former teammates, and fraternity brothers like Stanley, a permanent tribute can be found in section 107, row K, seat number 8. A single orange seat right above the net where Williams spent his time as a Tiger.
How important is it to tell people that don't know about Green and what he not only meant to you, but to RIT?
I miss him. I guess I just miss my friend. Having the seat here, it gives us a chance to remember him. It gives us a chance to remember, what kind of fellow he was, and what he did for again RIT and his fraternity and especially his country. We're all proud of that, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that went through the hockey program that served our country and may have been injured or may have actually been killed. But I saw the chance to recognize Green in a special way for everyone that served in our military.
Great tribute to a great friend. You see the orange seat there. It's available for purchase throughout the men's and women's hockey season. In addition to the seat, the men's hockey program also honors Green's memory with the Green B. Williams Award for Academic Excellence, which is awarded to the player with the highest grade point average each season. Well, still to come on the show, we look back on the accomplishments of this year's senior class. Plus, John and Jean share their thoughts on what RIT needs to do to earn 2 big points here tonight. It's all next. This is RIT Sports Zone pregame live.
Gino, they get people and pucks to the net as well as anyone that RIT has faced this year.
Quick shot and a goal! Just 17 seconds into this game, the Air Force Falcons off the faceoff. Cairns, the takeaway. Cairns fires, scores!
There it is.
Liam Cairns is 10th of the season. We're tied at 1. Sending it down low. A quick shot. The rebound put back in. Jordan Peacock. And the Tigers lead 2-1. Over to Cook along the near wall. Cook down low. Baskin in front and a goal. Baskin finding number 15, Giesler. Giesler's second tonight. Giesler parked in front. Big save. Giesler's got the hat trick. Evan Giesler, nobody picked him up again. All 3 goals for the Air Force Falcons. Brubaker has to pinch. Opposite side. Opportunity out of the zone. Here's Baskin. And Baskin will walk in, and the Air Force Falcons win here tonight.
And if you're just joining us here tonight, that is how the Air Force Academy skated to victory last night. You can catch up on highlights of all the RIT home games from this season and past years on our website, ritsc.com. Just click on Hockey Central. So with the Air Force 2-goal win last night, 39 of the last 50 contests between these two schools has been decided by 2 goals or less. Joined now by Gene Battaglia and John DeTullio. And with these 2 teams, I'm guessing here tonight we can expect the same, guys. Good evening.
Good evening, Kevin. Yeah, that was a fun game last night. And yes, the Tigers are in 8th place, but I think what we learned last night, John, they could have very easily won that game. This Tiger team can play with anybody.
There's no question. And even talking with Wayne just moments ago, they missed some opportunities. We were talking about all the rebounds that Starrett left for them. RIT was unable to cash in. If they can cash in on those rebounds, there's no question RIT can win this game, and they proved that they can play with one of the elite teams in Atlantic hockey.
Well, they had a 2-2 tie in the third period. The Tigers actually took the lead.
Yep.
Video review taking away. What did you think of that call, the disallowed goal by Miles Powell?
I thought it was the right call, but talk with Wayne, they send it into the league, and what they feel that there was no interference. In fact, you could call it goalie interference. So it's a call that could be debated. What upset Wayne and his staff is that it was ruled a goal, and then how quickly the review took. As you remember last night, it only took seconds for them to disallow the goal. As far as Wayne and his staff was concerned, there was no conclusive evidence that it was a high stick or interference on Powell.
Well, the Tigers tonight, should they get 1 point tonight, they will lock up at least the 8th seed, which means you don't go on the road in the first round. What has to happen tonight for RIT?
Well, number one, they've got to play a full 60 minutes. Started slow. The first 4 minutes, they were in like some sort of haze. And then, let's face it, in the third period, there was a good portion where Air Force was dictating tempo. So play a full 60. You got to clear the crease. As last night, Evan Giesler got the hat trick. He was living in the crease last night. And let's send the seniors off right tonight. Let's play with a chip. Let's send these seniors who have taken this team to back-to-back NCAA tournaments, let's send them off on the right foot.
Face-off coming up, not at 7:05 tonight, Kevin. It might be a few minutes after with the senior night introductions, but we are very much looking forward to calling this one for you tonight.
Yeah, it's always a fun one, especially on senior night, an emotional night with the families in town as well. We'll see you guys in a bit. Well, Caleb Cameron, Mike Rotolo, Danny Smith, Todd Skirving, Alex Perron-Fontaine, Garrett McMullen, and Michael Holland make up RIT's class of 2017. They've all played a large role in the Tigers' success over the last 4 years, but they've also been a part of some historic firsts as well. December 14th, 2013. They were just freshmen, experiencing RIT's first outdoor game at a snowy and frozen Frontier Field.
What do you remember about that experience?
Cold and miserable. I always say that. It was a great experience, but if the weather's like that, I said it's something I never want to do again. But it was really fun. You know, I've never had an outdoor game before that had that much of a meaning. It was a conference game, and you know, I think the tie was good for both teams given the atmosphere and what was going on around us that night.
It brings back a lot of memories just kind of growing up as a kid, you know, being on the outdoor rinks and whatnot. So I think for a lot of guys, it was just exciting to be on the outdoors again, just like old times as a kid. So I thought it brought back a lot of memories and just excited the guys a little bit more that night.
This class is the last to have taken the ice at Ritter.
Oh, the save, and the Tigers are going to send the Frank Ritter Arena out in style.
You know about the Ritter before you come here to play hockey, so we got that chance to play that first year. I guess it was our first year, but there last year, and it was pretty cool to see all the fans come in and fill it. General seating, you know, first come, first serve. That last game, it was so loud, and you look up and everyone's standing around the balcony and everything, so it was pretty crazy.
This class was also among the first to experience the program's new home, the Gene Policini Center.
This is kind of a, you know, a huge, you know, beautiful arena that, you know, especially for recruiting, stuff like that, for, you know, players to come in and see, you know, what we have here and what we offer. It's one of a kind, especially in all of NCAA.
During their time as Tigers, this group has helped deliver some big-time moments, including back-to-back Atlantic Hockey Championships.
Probably my best sports moment ever. You know, the last 2 years have been truly remarkable. And even last year, the way we fought versus Air Force in the semifinal, we tied it up with a few minutes left, won in overtime. I think after that game was over, we knew that we had won. You know, we still had a game left versus Robert Morris, but to me, I always say that was the true championship game. That tested our will, and that showed us who we were as a team. And, you know, to be able to hold that trophy up in front of our fans in our hometown is truly special.
And the hockey game is over. RIT has knocked off the top seed.
And who could forget, they were a part of the biggest upset in NCAA tournament history, too.
I remember a lot. I remember it actually just gave me some shivers there thinking about it, but I'll never forget jumping over the bench and Ruby Sellian down in the corner there, and, you know, just, you know, all the feels that, you know, you get from, you know, truly accomplishing something huge like that.
Their journey doesn't end on senior night. Despite all they've accomplished, they're not done leaving their mark on this program.
How do you think this class wants to be remembered?
We want to be remembered as champions. I mean, that's bottom line. We've won 2. We want to go out with 3. Winning, I mean, that's the standard. We set the bar to, and that's what we want to hold ourselves to.
Hopefully we're remembered as winners.
one of the few classes. Obviously, the guys that we played with have gone back-to-back, but we're the only teams in RIT history that have done that, so it's pretty special. And if we're able to get a third title this year, that'd be really remarkable. It's going to take a lot of hard work, but I think we have the guys that can do that, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly 4 years goes by. So many great memories from this class, a group that will no doubt leave a tremendous legacy. And as they mentioned, they are hoping they are not done yet, still trying to become the first to three-peat as conference champions since Air Force did it from 2007 to 2009. Well, still to come on the program, we share our tribute to you, the fans. Plus, RIT honors the class of 2017. The on-ice ceremony is next. This is RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live. As tight as they've ever been.
Brubaker sending it ahead, it scores! And the Tigers have won it! Powell with the deflection in front, 2-1 RIT!
Richie's super excited. They're super excited. You know what? They say that a lot of other schools have football. Hockey is theirs, and everyone is here to cheer on RIT.
Kind of squared up. What a nice goal here.
Chance to win.
Absolutely for the final.
Oh, it has been a fun season for all of us here at RIT Sports Zone. We hope you enjoyed our expanded coverage of RIT hockey this season. If the Tigers do end up hosting a playoff series in the coming weeks, we'll all be back, and we'll have it covered for you then. Well, just a reminder that RIT women's hockey team will wrap up the regular season here at the Policini Center next weekend against Mercyhurst. Our live coverage begins at 6 o'clock next Friday night on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel 26, while Saturday's coverage of Senior Day for the women's team begins at 2 o'clock. That is on Time Warner Cable Channel 90A. Well, it is time to honor the men's hockey class of 2017. Rocky Parada is doing the announcing downstairs for the Air Force Academy, and let's send it down to Rocky Parada as he's ready to introduce RIT's 7 seniors in their final regular season game here at the Policini Center.
17. This group has led RIT to back-to-back Atlantic Hockey Championships in 2015 and 2016, and a trip to the 2015 NCAA Midwest Regional Final. They were part of the 2015 team that became the first number 16 seed to knock off a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. This year, RIT is battling for home ice and a first-round bye as they look for their 3rd straight league championship. Danny Smith is playing in his 131st career game this evening with totals of 18 goals and 27 assists, 445 points. 6 of his 18 career goals are game winners. As a freshman in 2013-14, Smith recorded 13 points and was an Atlantic Hockey Rookie of the Week. The following season, Smith appeared in all 40 games, tallying a career-high 15 points, while scoring the game-winning goal in the Atlantic Hockey semifinal versus Canisius. In addition, he was an Atlantic Hockey Defensive Player of the Week. Last season, Smith came up clutch for the Tigers in the Atlantic Hockey Tournament with an assist on the game winner in the semifinal and 2 points in the championship against Robert Morris. This season, Smith has 11 points in 30 games, including a career-high 4-point effort in a 6-2 win over Army on November 18th. A native of Edmonton, Alberta, Smith is a graduate with a degree in finance and is the son of Lawrence and Wendy Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, number 14, the birthday boy, Danny Smith. Todd Skirving has appeared in 127 career contests for the Tigers. 19 goals, 32 assists, and 51 points. As a freshman in 2013-14, Skirving tallied a career-high totals of 8 goals, 14 assists, and 22 points. He was a 2-time Atlantic Hockey Rookie of the Week and Atlantic Hockey Rookie of the Month. Now, last season, he tallied 16 points in 37 games while winning 55% of his faceoffs taken. Skirving recorded a career-high 3 assists in the 2016 Atlantic Hockey Championship win over Robert Morris. Despite being hampered by injury this season, Skirving, a member of RIT's Student Athlete Advisory Committee, was nominated for the Senior Class in Hockey Humanitarian Awards and was the News 10 NBC winner as the Rochester's Rocks Local Volunteer of the Year for his work with Muddy Buddies. Skirving, a 2-time Atlantic Hockey All-Academic Team selection with a 3.43 grade point average and a native of Thunder Bay, Ontario, will graduate with a degree in new media marketing. He is the son of Rod and Doris Skirving. Ladies and gentlemen, number 17, Todd Skirving. Michael Holland will play in his 85th career game tonight for the Tigers. Holland, a physical stay-at-home defenseman, has 11 points in his Tiger career, including 3 assists in 18 games this season. Last season, Holland played in a career-high 27 contests, recording 4 points. On January 3rd, 2016, Holland scored his first collegiate goal, a shorthanded marker in a 7-3 win at Mercyhurst. In 2014-15, Holland was a +5 in 20 games and was a key contributor in RIT's run to the NCAA Midwest Regional Final. Holland, a native of Boston, Massachusetts, will graduate with a degree in accounting with a minor in finance. He is the son of James Holland and Amy Byrne. Ladies and gentlemen, number 21, Michael Holland. Churchville native Garrett McMullen is playing in his 115th game this evening, having recorded 10 goals and 17 points as a Tiger. He joined the Tigers as a freshman and tallied 3 goals and 5 points in 18 games, including his first 2 collegiate goals in a 5-2 win over American International. The following season, McMullen tallied 4 goals, including 1 game winner in 39 contests. Last season, McMullen equaled his career high with 5 points, and this season has 3 assists in 27 games. McMullen will graduate with a degree in packaging science and is the son of Kevin and Heather McMullen. Ladies and gentlemen, number 22, Garrett McMullen. Caleb Cameron has 58 career points on 20 goals and 38 assists in 126 games. In 2013-14, Cameron tallied 8 points, and the following season recorded 8 goals and 7 assists, scoring a goal in each of RIT's first 2 games at the Gene Policini Center. Last season, Cameron had 15 points on 5 goals and 10 assists and was among the team leaders with a +10 rating. He set a career high with 2 goals and 3 points in a win at Bentley on January 16th, 2016. This season, Cameron is tied for second on the team with a career high 20 points on 6 goals and 14 assists. while leading the team with a +9 rating in 30 contests. A native of Sundridge, Ontario, Cameron will graduate with a degree in environmental science. He is the son of Curtis and Julie Cameron and the brother of Devin Cameron. Ladies and gentlemen, number 26, Caleb Cameron. Alex Perron-Fontaine has appeared in 92 games as a Tiger, split between defense and forward, with 15 points on 7 goals and 8 assists. In 2013-14, Perron-Fontaine scored his first collegiate goal in a win over American International and added the clinching tally in RIT's only shootout in its Division I history at Penn State. As a sophomore in 2014-15, Perron-Fontaine played in 31 games and scored 2 goals against Army on January 30th, 2015. Last season, Perron-Fontaine made the move to center and tallied a career-high 7 points in 27 games. This season, he has appeared in 14 games before suffering an injury. Perron-Fontaine, a 2016 Atlantic Hockey All-Academic Team selection, and a native of Saint-Méteaux-de-Beloeil, Quebec. Perron-Fontaine will graduate with a degree in International Business and Marketing. He is the son of Sylvain and Jessine Perron. Ladies and gentlemen, number 27, Alex Perron-Fontaine. Rochester's own Mike Rotolo will play in his Division I team record 90th career game tonight. He holds the Division I team marks with 2,256 saves and has won 38 games with 5 shutouts. Rotolo emerged as the starter his freshman season, winning 9 games to go along with a pair of shutouts and a .912 save percentage. He was a 3-time Atlantic Hockey Goaltender of the Week. A sophomore in 2014-15, Rotolo went 8-1-1 over his last 10 appearances and was a 2-time AHC Goaltender of the Week. Now, last season, Rotolo shook off a midseason injury to go 4-1 in the postseason, earning Atlantic Hockey All-Tournament Team honors and RIT Male Athlete of the Week accolades. Now, this season, Rotolo has played in all but 1 game for the Tigers and has 12 wins. A native of Greece, New York, Rotolo will graduate with a degree in criminal justice. He is the son of Mike and Lisa Rotolo. Ladies and gentlemen, number 30, Mike Rotolo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the RIT Tigers class of 2017.
A special and emotional night for the 7 seniors and their families here at the Policini Center. Thanks so much for watching. Up next after the break, RIT versus Air Force. Enjoy the game, everyone.